This meeting is being recorded. So could I expect the response from you? So good morning, everyone. So use your comment section or just unmute yourself. So are you with me? Anyone? Anyone from the audience side? So good morning. So let the session be communicative. Okay, Geeta, Vaishnavi, Pravalika, Priya, Shravya. So yes, good morning, Geeta, and yeah, good morning, Subhadra. Good morning. So yes, so today I'm here to deliver a session on finding a problem statement and making it to a startup. So there might be something else in the poster, but it conveys the same thing. Okay. So today I'm here to tell you how to start a startup. Okay, so before going to start the session, I would like to clear one thing. So I am not any expertise, okay, or I am not any big businessman, but I am just a student entrepreneur who is running a startup successfully. I just had a great start, so I am here to share my experiences and I am here to share what I felt good. Okay, so definitely this session would be fruitful session. So this will not be more than half an hour to 45 minutes. So definitely it will be worthy, and that's a promise. So stay with me till the end. Okay, so shall we start the session now? Is it clear, guys? Shall we start the session now? So yes, good morning, Priya, and good morning, Sindhu Priya. So is that clear? Can we start the session now? So yes, I got yes from Pravalika. I don't know what about the remaining, but yes, let's start the session now.
Yes, you can start.
It's fine. Okay, first of all, before going to start the session, I'd like to introduce myself. So myself, Johny Basha. So I'm the founder and CEO of Steady Comrade Private Limited. So which is an e-learning platform which encourages group learning. Okay, so I recently received Young Entrepreneur Award from Indian Achiever Forum just 10 days back. And about my startup, Steady Comrade, so it is a startup India recognized startup, and we 1 year back we recently shortlisted for Chunauti 2.2 contest, and 5 months back we received 15 lakhs of funding from the fund called Contact in the Digital Week of India, which conducted in the month of July in Gujarat. So that's just brief introduction about me and my startup. So let's dive into the actual content. Okay, let's dive into the actual session now. So how to start a startup? So as we all know, so the startups are ruling the India, and the startups are the only thing which can empower our country. Okay, so everyone needs to do a job, and those jobs are being given by the entrepreneurs, and the entrepreneurs are the ones who start the startups. So startups are like the backbone of the economy of India. Not only India, startups are the backbone for any civilization in any country. Okay, so startup is the only key to financially back any country or any society. Okay, so how to start that startup? Okay, how to start that startup? So everyone tell that you need to have an idea, to start a startup. But idea in general prospect, we talk that we should have an idea, but in reality we should not have an idea, we should have a problem statement. So first of all we have to find a problem statement. Then the very next thing we have to do is we have to build a perfect team for a startup, and we have to do the market research, and we have to do necessary corrections after doing proper market research. And after completion of the market research we have to do product validation, and after the product validation, that's the right spot to go for funding. Okay, I know you are very new to this terminology and all those things, but I'll be explaining the step-by-step procedure of these steps. So here I have mentioned 6 principles or 6 steps. Okay, so these steps are really necessary. So these steps are really necessary to be followed step by step. So I'll be talking about it slowly. So as I said, finding a problem statement is really necessary. So everyone think and everyone talk that you should have an idea to start a startup, but idea is not the correct terminology that we have to use, and idea is not the perfect thing that we have to focus on. Okay, so we have to focus on a problem statement. So whatever the startup you take, so it has been raised from a problem statement. So let's take the case study of any startup to understand it better. So let's take the example of okay, Zomato or Swiggy. So we all know, so the Zomato and Swiggy are ruling the food sector now. So what's the problem statement that they have solved? Okay, so every time we cannot go to any restaurant, every time we cannot go to our favorite food, right? So sometimes we feel like the food should come to us. Okay, so being the humans, we are very lazy, we need things to be done very easily, right? So that's the main problem statement, and they made it easy. They act as a third party in between us and the restaurants, and they are delivering the food. So that's the problem statement that they are solving. Okay, let's take any other startup. So can anyone name any one startup, recent startup? Anyone from the audience? Anyone? Okay, fine. We'll be talking about the more startups in next upcoming minutes. But yes, as I said, we had to find a perfect problem statement to start a startup. So it's not the idea, but it's all about the problem that you're going to solve. Okay, your idea need not to be completely unique for sure. Okay, we have to find the target market, and a small add-on to an existing product can be your startup. So know whether your solution is existed or not. Yes, of course, Ola, Rapido. So really thanks for that example, Subhadra. So I'll be talking about that. So here, see my first point. It's not the idea, but it's all about the problem that you're going to solve. So I just cleared that point. And when coming to the next step, your idea need not to be completely unique for sure. So as Subhadra mentioned, so Ola is a startup. It is a successful startup, and Rapido is also a startup, which is a successful startup. But so if you want to distinguish those two startups, so Ola and Rapido are quite similar. And as I mentioned, the Zomato and Swiggy are quite similar. Okay, so even they are similar in the same fields, they are capable of doing better. Okay, they are having their own market, they are having their own customers. So it is not really mandatory that your idea need to be completely unique for sure. Even if your idea is existed somewhere else, it's fine. If you are working really hard on that particular idea, even it is existed 100 in the 100 areas, it doesn't matter. Okay, really work matters a lot. So you please erase this point in your mind that your idea should be completely unique, or you have to do completely different from the existed market. So it is really unreal to start a completely unique thing, because we are living in a civilizations where some crores and crores of people are living, and few lakhs and lakhs of people are working on the startup. So definitely somewhere around the USA or somewhere around India, definitely some guy will be working on the same problem statement that you're working. It's completely fine. So you will win or he will win. So the work will decide who will win. So there is nothing, as the competitions are, there is nothing like you should have to do completely different from the existed market. Okay, so that's the second point. And the third point is find your target market. So this is really necessary. Okay, so when you're starting, so for example, Ola and Zomato. So who are the target market for Ola and Uber? So food lovers. So irrespective of the age, whoever loves the food, or the audience of Ola and, sorry, not Ola, Swiggy and Zomato. When coming to the Uber and Ola, who are the target audience? So everyone. So there is no age restriction. Everyone needs a cab. everyone need a rabbito, vehicle. So irrespective of the age, everyone needs that services. Okay, and when coming to my platform, so Steady Comrade Private Limited, as I said, it's my startup. So it is an e-learning platform. So our target audience are the students that too in between the age of 17 and 23. So this is my perfect target market. So I have to plan my marketing strategies, and I have to plan my problem statements, and I have to design my product as the people in that age group should get attracted. Okay, is my point clear? So it is really necessary to find, to just fix the perfect target market before entering into the field completely. And a small add-on to an existing product can be your next startup. Okay, so there are many players in this edtech platform. So e-learning platform, there is Great Learning, there is Vedantu, there is Baiju, and there is Udemy. So all these are e-learning platforms, but still I started Steady Comrade Private Limited with just a single add-on. Okay, we just added group learning feature to the existing market, and we became a startup, and we are running it successfully now. So that's it. If you just could able to add a small add-on to an existing product, that could be your next product. That could be your next revolutionary idea to become a next unicorn. Okay. So know whether your solution is existed or not. And this is really necessary to know whether your solution is existed or not. So as I mentioned before, so many people will be working on the same problem statement that you're working, but it is also really necessary to know whether they are also giving the same solution, or else you are doing something else, you are giving the better solution to that particular problem statement. Okay, so working on the problem statement where many people are working is completely fine, but what really matters is, so could you able to deliver a better solution than the existed market, is really what matters when you are starting a startup. So this is how we have to think, and this is how we have to generalize the things when we are starting an idea or working on any idea or problem statement when you are starting a startup. So okay, now let us think you are having a perfect problem statement and you are working on it, and you think you have a better solution to the problem statement than the market which is already existed in the market. Okay, and the very next step is, so even if you are having an exceptional idea, and even if you are very talented person, so CEO and founder alone cannot build a big empire. Okay, startup is a thing where many people and many mindsets, many creative minds will be evolved. Okay, so definitely there is a high necessity of great team to work the things. So deciding factor of a startup, so the team building is the deciding factor of a startup. So find the loyal and like-minded people. Okay, team members no need to be the professionals, so find the people who stays for long time with you irrespective of the result. Okay, so as I said, this is the deciding factor of the future. And the second thing is find the loyal and like-minded people. So moreover, the students or any professionals do mistake here. So they always go for the talented people, or they always go for the professionals. Yeah, it is really necessary to have the professionals in order to work on the progressive works. But in the starting, in the initial stage of startups, so rather than going for professionals, first of all, our first priority should be the people who really supports us mentally, who really supports us emotionally, and who really stays for us long time. Okay, in the starting days, so there will be no lot of work, so there will be no technical work involved. So we really need that emotional support, and we really need that mental support. So build a team where you will get these kind of things rather than the actual work. Okay, so find the good people. And the market research, so let us think you are having a good problem statement and you're having a good team. Now what to do further? So will you raise 15 or 20 lakhs of funding and directly go into the market? No. First of all, you had to do a proper market research. Okay. So what is market research? So market research is nothing but telling about your idea to the market audience and take feedback on your idea. Okay. So when you got a problem statement, so you self think yourself about your idea. So after forming a team, you discuss the things about you discuss the things about your startup to your with your team. Okay, or with your family members, or with your relatives, or with your neighbors. Okay, so everyone says, if everyone appreciates, yes, your idea is really great, so this is going to be the next unicorn of India, or this is going to be a great multinational company in the future. So many people will get super excited and they'll invest lots of money in that, and it will be it get results, they will be seeing a disastrous results. So that should not be done. So after getting a proper idea, and after forming a perfect team, the third most important thing we had to do is we had to do a market research. So market research is nothing but, so we have to validate our idea. So we have to tell our idea to the people as many as possible. We have to tell the idea to the people as many as possible. So this is the problem statement. So we are thinking to solve this problem statement in this manner. Okay. So if we solve in this manner, will you buy our product or not? For example, so Steady Comrade Private Limited. Let us take my startup. So how we have done market research. So as I said, Steady Comrade completely focus on the peer learning, group learning feature. So we just created a simple Google form with the simple questions. Okay, like, so if we provide group learning feature to you while you are learning courses, will you use this opportunity or not? So if you use this opportunity, so how long will you use? So have you purchased any courses before in any platform? So what was the best feature in that platform? So in this manner, you have to take the opinion from the public. You have to take the opinion on your idea from the public. So because they are the people who are going to buy your product when you design your product, right? So before starting the designing of your product, or before investing the money on your product, tell your idea to the target market and just know whether your idea is going to be sold out or not first. Okay, this should be done. So this is there is a reference I have kept in this slide. So the lean startup by Eric Rice. So actually my video is not switching on. I don't know the reason. I would have shown the video. I would have shown the interface of the book to you people, but it's fine. Please note down the book name, The Lean Startup by Eric Rice. So Eric Rice is a very successful entrepreneur, but in this book he have mentioned the importance of the market research. So what Eric Rice has done in his 30s, in 1990s, when he was 30s, and when he was in his 30s and 40s, he formed a team. So when he got a great, brilliant idea, so without doing proper market research, so without asking the public whether they will buy or not, so he and his team invested some crores and crores amount on a product, and they worked nearly 5 to 6 years on developing that product, and they deployed and they released the product into the market. After releasing the product into the market, in just 6 months of span, the startup was shut down. Okay, then they realized that, so they were been working on a product from 6 years, which felt which felt good to them only. They haven't thought that whether the people will like or not, whether the people are in need of this product or not. So before investing money, or before investing our efforts and time on the product designing, we have to invest our time on knowing our product will be sold out in the market or not. So for that, we have to do a market research. Okay, this is a very important phase of a startup. So the phase of confidence move. Okay, so once fortunately, if you get a good market research, if you get good response on your idea from the market, so you will not only get validation, you will also get great confidence to move forward. So as it is mentioned here, the phase of confidence move. And the fourth point is necessary corrections and research. So after telling about your idea to the people, so you will be getting many corrections. So few people will be giving you feedback. So yes, this problem statement is, of course, this problem statement is being faced by us, and your solution is really great. But if your solution is little bit more clear or something, they'll be giving us inputs in detail. So that corrections and that research should be done in this fourth phase. Have to make changes to our idea based on our market research. So when we got idea to implement the group learning feature in virtual education, that's how Steady Comrade Private Limited started. And when we did the market research, so unknowingly, unfortunately, we got many inputs from the market. We did market research with 1500 students. So from about 100 to 200 students, they suggested us new features. They suggested us the new techniques to implement in the e-learning platform. So that's how we have to do the market research, and that's how we have to take the inputs from the market. So taking the inputs and making changes in the product is the fourth important step. And the fifth important step is, so before going to the fifth step, I would like to know, so till the fourth point, is it clear to everyone? Is it clear to everyone? So if it is not clear, there is no matter in going further, right? So please let me know. Is it clear? So Sindhu Priya, so I got response from Sindhu Priya. Good to know. Oh, okay. Subhadra, Sindhu Priya. So fine. Thanks for your response. So we'll be moving to the fifth step now. So now it's product validation. Okay. So product validation. So the third point is market research. So with the market research, we will be validating the idea. So up to now, we have just validated our idea. So after validating our idea, so what's the important step is the product validation. Now we have to validate the product. So now we have to launch a prototype of our idea with less cost. So our main features are enough in product validation. Select the perfect market and finite people, know the persona of the customer at the end. Okay, so far we have just told our idea and we have taken the feedback and we have did corrections. So that's the idea validation. So after getting the proper inputs, now we have to design a small product, not huge product, with very less amount, as less as possible. We have to design a simple product and we have to launch it in the public, and not in a massive manner, but we have to select 10 people or 15 people or 20 people, depending on our minimum requirement. We have to choose the audience. Okay, and we have to give our product to them, and we have to test whether our idea or whether our product is working or not. Okay, so after that we have to know the persona of the customer. Persona is nothing but the feedback. So how is our product? Is it unique? So does our product satisfy all your needs or not? So this should be done. Okay, so in product validation part, so you should not invest more money, and you should not involve more customers, because in worst case, if your product fails and if you involve more people, so you will be getting very bad feedback from many people. And if you invest some lakhs in building a prototype, if it in case your prototype is not good to the customers, then that will be a huge financial loss to you. So always when you're building a prototype, it should be very simple, and you have to choose very few people while you're validating your product. And one more important thing is, your main features are enough in product validation. For example, in Steady Comrade, we are having many features. But still we are working on prototype only. So we haven't implemented all the features, but we just implemented and we just tested one single feature with our limited audience. That is group learning. Group learning, providing group learning to the students is our main feature. That is our core feature. So we have implemented that feature only. So there are many other small features. Good, of course they are good, but that is not the only unique thing in our startup. So when you are validating in our idea, you might be having many features, or you might be having many things, okay, but you only have to give to your customers which really makes you different from the existing market. You have to focus on that only unique point when you're working in this phase of product validation. And note, your product need not to be free for sure. And many people will think that, so yes, of course, in the prototype level I have invested 40,000. Okay, no problem, even if 40,000 is okay, even if I invest 40,000, there is no problem in it. So let's give your product for free and let's test our idea. So this is the biggest mistake. This is the biggest mistakes that most of the young entrepreneurs do. Okay, now there is no need we have to give our product free, definitely free when we are starting a business. So if your product is really worthy, even if you are very new to the field, if your product is really worthy, customers will definitely buy your product. Okay, so the customers will use or not, it doesn't depend is it free or paid. It only depends on the quality of the service and the quality of product that you are going to deliver to the customers. If in case if you provide your product for free in the prototype level, so who knows, they might have taken the product because you are providing it for free. So when you launch your actual product, when you invest some lakhs and crores of money on your product, and when you launch that product, definitely you will be charging some amount on them, right? So at that time, no one may buy your product. So you will be in a dilemma. So I hope you got your point. I hope you people got my point. Okay, so there is no the necessary there is not, it is not mandatory to give your product for free when you enter into the market. You just focus on the quality of the product and the quality of the features you are providing to the market. So yes, so right time to go for funding. So when to go for funding? So many of the young entrepreneurs, so immediate after getting an idea, or immediate after finding a problem statement, we all think about going for funding. Even me, 1.5 year back when I got steady comrade idea, so the very first thing I did was I was searching for funding. Okay, I was searching for funding, and meanwhile when I was going in that prospect, so I have gone through these type of sessions, and I have been talking to many entrepreneurs. So then I have learned, so this is not this should not be done. So first of all I have to validate my idea, and then after I have to validate my product. After validating my product, after getting insurance that yes, I am having the right product, so definitely this product will be worthy if it enters into the market. After getting that potential confidence only, we have to go for funding. So why not immediately after idea generation, or starting stage of idea generation? So you might be getting it out. So why should not we go for funding directly when we immediately when we got a good idea or found a great problem statement? So as I said, the lean starter, the book is for you. Okay, so actually it is a paid book. So I don't know whether it is available in the free software free soft version or not, but definitely go through the lean startup book if it is possible to you. So in that startup they will be telling, so why not to invest more money before you validate your idea, before you validate your product well. So yes, sir. So what are the sources for funding? So Startup India portal. So from last 5 years, the Modi government, the central government is sanctioning few crores of money on the startups. So because as I said, startups are the key thing to evolve the financial status of the country. So the government is sanctioning few crores of money. So you just register in the Startup India portal, and so every month and every week there will be many competitions. So if you just won in that competition, definitely they'll train you and they'll just give you good amount of seed fund to start your business. So recently, as I said in the starting of the presentation, as I said, Chunoti 2.0 contest. So Steady Comrade won Chunoti 2.0 contest. It was conducted by the central government, Startup India. So we won in that competition. So before winning that competition, we know nothing. But after winning that competition, we were trained under this. We were trained under the masters, business masters. So then we got to know all the things which I have been delivering you since half an hour. So this is how it went. So government is providing many schemes on startups. So go to Startup India portal and register yourself, and you will be notified with all the with all the schemes. So you'll be getting all the schemes to your mail after successful registration. So you no need to contact any investor or angel investor. So our government is enough to support the startups in India. So that's what my real opinion is. And participate in startup competitions. So as I said, so in Andhra University, in KL University, and in IITs and NITs, so many startup competitions and many startup summits will be going on. So I highly recommend to participate in that competitions and go to that stalls. So to know the awareness, and to get the awareness, and to get connected to the great community of entrepreneurs. Okay, and don't go for huge funding until and unless you validate your product and idea for 100%. So I'll just once again read out the sentence for you guys. Don't go for huge funding until and unless you validate your product and idea for 100%. So what I really want to tell is, so don't invest your time, your money, and your efforts completely until and unless you definitely and you surely get a confidence that you are really working on a good and really necessary problem statement and idea. Okay, so these are the 6 key steps that are involved in making a startup at the first step. So these are the few keywords which I need to give you. So I will not be speaking about these things, but so you do a homework. Okay, so what is a unicorn startup? So who are seed investors? Who are angel investors? Who are venture capitalists? So what is the break-even point? So what is a product-based company, and what is a service-based company? And Desi Hangover and Boat. So Desi Hangover is a chappal making company, and Boat, as we all know, we are all using the Boat earpods and earphones, right? So it is a budding startup. It is not a budding startup. It's a successful startup now. Okay, so Desi Hangover is a budding startup, and Boat is it created its own brand in India. Okay, so what is a unicorn startup? So unicorn startup, there are 101 unicorns in India as of now. I think it's 101 or 102. Yes, I think it's 101 unicorn startups. So go through what is the unicorn startups, so who are the seed investors, who are the angel investors, who are the venture capitalists. So all are investors, but why we are giving different names to the investor scenes? So their investment time is different. Seed investors are the investors who invest on our company when we are at beginner level. Angel investors are the investors who invest on our product when we are scaling our product into huge manner. So venture capitalists are the investors who invests on us some billions and trillions of crores when we really become the big piece of the country. Okay, yeah. So what is the break even point? So you please go through these points, because these are the points which should be known from the self research. It will be better if you know by yourself. Okay, what is a product based company and what is a service based company, how they are really different. So what do they really do to distinguish among themselves with other? So, and as I said, go through these two startup companies to know better about the startup civilization. Okay, so I hope I have given my best. So, and actually my video is not visible. So if my video was visible to you, I would have delivered my content with more confidence. But yeah, it's fine, it happens. So that's about my presentation and that's about the session. Thank you guys, all the very best for your great career, and I hope at least one or two from the audience might start great startups and become unicorn in the next upcoming years. And I'm open for the doubts. I'm open for doubts. So yes, I'm open for doubts. So anyone? So through comment section. So, so whatever it may be, so whatever the doubt you might be having, so please try to ask. I will try my best. Okay, so as I mentioned in the starting of the meeting, I am not any master in this particular field, but I am just here to share my experience with you. So please let me know if you're having any kinds of doubts. So if I know that, I'll try to explain. If I don't know that, I'll try to learn more. Okay, I think there are no doubts. So, do you feel this session is worthy to you? At least anyone? At least any one of you? Do you guys, I mean, do you people feel this session is worthy, informative? Will it work for you in future? Yes. Yeah, Subhadra, thank you. Priya, thank you. Bablu, thank you. Mohammed, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for your response. Yeah, thank you. So yes, if my video was on, I would be very, I would have delivered the things in a confident manner. But it's fine. I think it went really good. So thanks for your great response.